Hello, dear friends and colleagues. One of our worst nightmares as interpreters or translators is to run into a client who looks good, who we apparently can trust, and then, after our professional work is done, after the product is delivered, we run into a client who ends up being a person not reliable. That is, a client that will not pay us, and even worse, on top of being a client in default as far as payment, the client gets very aggressive, the client gets very rude, and basically trolls and insults us when we all want to do is to recover our already earned fee for the service delivered. This is a very sad and very common story. It happens all over the world, and unfortunately, it constantly takes place. But today I am motivated by a specific incident that happened to one of our colleagues in the world of translation, concretely in the country of Spain. This was done by a very ill-reputable editorial company called Malpaso, based in Barcelona, Spain. We have a colleague, a translator colleague in Barcelona, in Spain, called Ana Flecha, who delivered a translation project to this editorial. She tried to get paid, and she never did. Moreover, after insisting on getting paid, she found not just people stonewalling her, but also people that insulted her, bullied her around, and demeaned her. And this was all in cyberspace, so there is actual proof of the tweets and other conversations between the editorial and our colleague. This got picked up very quickly by our colleagues in Spain, both interpreters and translators. They all came together as a team, and united they fought for their colleague. Very soon they learned that she was not alone. Other people have faced similar situations with the same company. The media learned about this, and it didn't take long until the different newspapers in their electronic publications and hard copies all over the country started calling on this company to pay what they owed. This was a terrible story, something that should have never happened, because we as professionals do our job and we must be paid for what we already delivered. However, it happens. And when it happens the way that it happened here, it doesn't matter how, after all the pressure is on, the company tries to save face. It doesn't matter how many communications or letters of explanation the company sends after the fact, explaining basically, but without giving any satisfaction to anyone, why they haven't paid, attributing this to all kinds of reasons, but not their own negligent work or lack of professional work. And we cannot go for it. We have to stay with what happened. And what happened here is a company that doesn't pay, a company that did not pay, a company that will probably never pay everything they owe to all the people they owe money. In the case of Ms. Flecha, things got even uglier. The owner of the company, president of the company, or whatever you may call him, by the name of Bernardo Dominguez, tweeted some very disgusting message. Basically, in Spanish, he said the following: "Don't be ridiculous," addressing Ana. "We owe you a little less than 4,000 euros. We understand that that is an important amount for a professional freelancer. The company suffered big losses because it published failed books. They had to reorganize and restructure themselves. This happens to everybody." Well, that's a nasty answer. That lacks professionalism, lacks respect, and is full of lies. First of all, the personal attacks, they have no justification. Second, this does not happen to everyone. This happens only to negligent, incapable companies. It does not happen to everybody. It didn't end there. This man, Bernardo Dominguez, continued just giving away all his fury, all his hatred, and all his lack of decency. And in another email, he answers to a colleague who is questioning him and asking him just to go ahead and pay. And this is what Dominguez answers. You shameless coward. Come and tell me that to my face, you idiot. I owe nothing to that person. The one that owes it to her is a company that she provided a service for and has not been able to get paid. This is bullying, my friends and colleagues. This is unacceptable anywhere in the world. With that said, I have to also question why so many people worked for this editorial. Starting by the name of the company, this company shows us that it's not a real serious company, or that at least it's a poster child for bad, poor administration of a business. The name is Malpaso. Malpaso could refer to a dam in Mexico because this man, Dominguez, is a Mexican citizen. It could mean the name of a mountain in the world that is named Malpaso, but it also has a meaning as itself. Malpaso in Spanish means misstep. I don't know about you, but I would think 2 or 3 times about doing business with a company whose name is Misstep, because misstep is not very inviting. As you know, misstep, according to Webster, is a mistake in judgment or in action, a blunder, a wrong step. Nice name for a business, right? Well, if you don't believe in Webster, Oxford tells us that as a noun, it means a clumsy or badly judged step. In North America, a mistake or a blunder. So, I don't know about you, but I couldn't do business with this company. And I am saying this, and I am doing this video in English because I don't know who else has been affected by this company, but because the owner is from Mexico and the company is in Barcelona, and their business is translation of books from one language into another, there's a good reason to believe that there may be some other providers, including translators, who are owed money in other countries. There's also the possibility that in the future the company pops up again, or maybe under a different name, this same individual goes back in business. Bernardo Dominguez. This is the kind of person that can never be trusted. If we do a little bit of digging like we did, we learned that this man spent time in jail in Mexico in 1999 for owing money to the government, for fiscal fraud. That he was also under investigation for fraud and for embezzlement. That's not very good. Also in 2018, he was arrested by the Spanish system. They took away his passport and all that because he was very closely related, allegedly, to the Pujols. Well, according to him, this man says that he stopped being the owner of Malpaso in 2018 and became the president. It doesn't matter. He still has that relationship. It doesn't matter. He will show up in the future unless he is taken to justice under a different name, maybe in a different country, and will try to do business again. We should take this as a lesson, dear friends and colleagues. We should always do our due diligence, and in reality, never take any work as translators or as interpreters from anybody unless we first get a good down payment and unless we have a bulletproof contract, because people like these people unfortunately have to be taken to court in order to pay. But even then, con people like these ones will file for bankruptcy and you will never see your money. So the lesson learned here is, let's do our own due diligence. Let's not be taken to the cleaners, but this type of organization, and let's say no to work offered under these conditions by these very shady, strange institutions. Please do your homework, please protect yourself, and please be careful and watch out Don't you take any work from Bernardo Dominguez anywhere in the world. At least that is my opinion. Thank you very much.